Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. In the middle of literally getting another emergency warning. If you're in New York, you know what I'm feeling, what's going on. We got some heavy rains and winds and things like that. So if I cut this off short, you guys know what happened. Anyways, guys, welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As you come into the chat, be sure to drop your crowns, locations, and elephants. You know, that's our new thing here on the channel. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. TikTok, we are live there as well. We're also live on multiple platforms, The Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We're also live on Twitch and Twitter, The Kempire on those platforms. Be sure to follow me there. That way you're never missing out on whatever's going on in pop culture. So let's get into this. I almost did not do a Real Housewives of New York recap, and we'll briefly talk about it. Okay? But we have to talk about some Real Housewives of New York news. We are now hearing that they are going to film the reunion either late September, so later this month, or early October. As you know, there were rumors that there was not going to be a reunion. There's been multiple rumors that the cast is going to be, they're going to shake up the cast. There's going to be changes. I even saw a story just this week that Ramona, Luann, and Sonia, there we go. I had to think of everyone. We're going to come back as friend ofs. We're not sure. One of the things that Andy Cohen recently said was that because of COVID, the cast wasn't able to do a lot. And I've said this multiple times, even when I dropped by Up and Adam's page earlier today, and we recapped RHONY. COVID in other parts of the United States was treated very differently. At one point, New York City was the epicenter here in the United States. So the governor at the time, who is no longer in office, that's another pop culture story. We can talk about that later. Took it very seriously and made a lot of restrictions. So they were definitely restricted on what they can do. But regardless of that fact, we knew the cast wasn't the best. It wasn't the best. We didn't have one actual housewife. As Jill Zarin said on her sister's podcast, we didn't even have any male energy. The minute we saw Leah's brother, we went crazy. Well, you did. Anyway, shout out to everyone that's already in the chat. Let's get into this. This is a Daily Mail exclusive. As always, we will be citing our sources in the description of the video after the live. Let's get into what they were saying in this report. So this is another report. Now we are hearing that there will be a reunion. However, the reunion will probably be filmed later this year. Look, there was another rumor that the reunion was being filmed this week and that certain people are going to be zooming in. Okay, so this is what the Daily Mail is reporting. So they're saying this. So insiders have revealed that members of the cast aren't on speaking terms. So this is part of the reason why we haven't gotten a reunion. Okay, so they're saying that certain people on the cast are not on speaking terms. Okay, so the production company, Shed Media, had to work extra hard to get all of the women to agree to come together. So despite what we were thinking, there were multiple reports, Ramona didn't want to do the reunion, or the low ratings, the network didn't want to do the reunion. What they're saying it was because of the deep divisions amongst the ladies is the reason why they didn't do a reunion. Okay, so they're saying this. Ramona went to dinner with Ebony to make peace, and Luann has been coaxed to answer her phone while living her best life in Europe, but we're making it happen. And this is according to a source. Sources added that while the reunion will be filmed in either late September or early October, and executive producer Andy Cohen and the network, Bravo, are delaying production on the next season, season 14, in the hopes more time will give, in the hopes that it will give the network more time at a chance to, this is a quote, reinvent the show. At this point, they need to. At this point, they need to reinvent Real Housewives of New York. I didn't know where the downfall went. Okay, I kind of do now. And we'll talk about it. But let's move on. Okay. So the final episode, as you guys know, aired this Tuesday, and nothing has been scheduled. But now we believe the women are in a better place to have conversations that need to be had. They also added this. The division had run so deep amongst the cast that we were worried that this would be an absolute dumpster fire that would look horrendous for each of the women and the network. So they're saying that the divisions amongst the women were so bad that they don't feel like they could have filmed a solid reunion. Well, they really didn't have a solid season finale. Can we talk? Look, can we talk? Lord. So one show source is telling the Daily Mail, I think this works out well for the cast as they are paid per episode. We already know that. We've talked about that multiple times. And that's why we felt for Bashan. We were like, Bashan hasn't been on like the last 3 episodes. That means she's not getting paid. It might not be a lot of money, but it's still money. By holding a reunion, the newer cast members will make up in the upwards of $10,000, while, of course, the OGs will be pulling in over 6 figures. Another reason why people are saying that the OGs might be downgraded next season, because they do come with a very hefty salary. Okay? So as you guys know, the Daily Mail previously broke the news that season 13 reunion was being postponed from its original August 5th premiere date amid turmoil within the cast. Okay. So they're saying it's heartbreaking to think that our once great show has devolved into a place where it is so divided and no longer fun. And this is according to a source. There ended up being more drama in the press and social media than there was on the show. Sound familiar? Real Housewives of Potomac really could have ruined the show with everything that happened last year amongst the women because of the way it played out on social media. Not sure what went wrong with RHONY in regards to that. And it's not ending. As you know, there have been multiple rumors in the last few weeks that they've had to put fires out on in regards to cast changes and firings. And, you know, despite people denying any of these cast changes, trust and believe, if there's some smoke, there is also some fire, and there's also some truth to what they're saying. Okay. Let me just get to some of these other things. So as you already know, RHONY experienced their lowest ratings ever in the history of the Real Housewives of New York, besides any sort of secrets revealed. And that's what we're hearing. Next week, we will get an episode very similar, and I'm not sure if they're calling it Secrets Revealed, but that's what they used to call it, of unseen footage. Not sure what unseen footage that they're going to show us that we want to see, but okay. So if they have not filmed this reunion yet, this says to us and to me that we're not going to get this reunion for at least November. And will we even care? Let me know in the chat. Will you even care? Will you care if a RHONY reunion happens in November? Once the season's over, even next week, you're going to experience low ratings next week. This week, they actually experienced, and let me, I like to cite my sources. Let me post the link up here. Hold on, y'all. If you guys are just joining us, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. I do want to post something that's, we never talk about $1 million listing, and I really wish you guys loved it as much as I do. I love real estate. I love looking at real estate. I don't like getting to the business of real estate. But with that being said, okay, I just want to show you this image. Here we go. So the ratings, as you know, they've, this is nowhere near what we got with Potomac this week. Potomac had a 1.1 viewers this week. But if you've been watching the RHONY ratings, they've been in the 700,000 range for the last few episodes. So this is a hike. This is an increase. Okay, this is their season finale. 0.841 million viewers in the 18 to 49 demographic, very similar to my demographic. Hey, y'all. So I wish I was getting 8.841 million viewers soon enough, and I'll get even bigger than that. But this is not about me. So their ratings were improving. That's not bad, but it's not great for RHONY. It's not great for RHONY. Let me see what you guys are saying before I move on. Nicole says maybe they should cancel RHONY after one bad season. A lot of people were speculating that part of the reason why RHONY didn't work this season, besides no one being a housewife, was because they got rid of Dorinda. Some people are saying it was because they got rid of Dorinda. Angela says, well, not really. The only episode worth watching was yesterday's, and the numbers prove that. Gucci Me says, Adam, Kempire, love both. Great chemistry. Thank you so much. I was just talking with Adam about some other shows that we were watching. And of course, we were talking about The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I have not watched the episode yet, but don't forget, I will be recapping it here on the channel tomorrow. So don't forget to hit that notification bell and make sure you subscribe. Okay. Courtney Gift says this: Love and Hip Hop at Atlanta went to Dubai, and watching them go to Salem had me crying. Well, here's the thing. Again, they're returning to New York. The Love and Hip Hop cast is returning to Georgia, where they pretended like there was no pandemic. There are differences. We have to keep those things in mind. We have to keep those things in mind. Clara says, I like Dorinda. She was fun. And what I'm hearing now, even despite what people have been saying, and this can change. They're trying, this is a quote, to reinvent the show. They're trying to reinvent RHONY. Bring Dorinda back. I'm hearing Dorinda, of course, will be on the Real Housewives Vacation Series, aka All Stars, but not being considered for next season. Understandably, because bringing Dorinda back would be bringing another woman that's not necessarily a housewife. They definitely need to do some shakeups. They definitely need to add some actual housewives. We need at least 2 married women with husbands. Is that going to put their marriage in jeopardy? Maybe. Sorry. Look, sorry. I wouldn't do it, but it is what it is. It doesn't always happen that way. Samaya says Aviva, Cindy, and Kristen were the worst. They were. Don't bring them back. Don't bring them back. Even though we had some monumental moments with Aviva. We've had some monumental moments with Aviva. Aviva's still sort of in the sphere of RHONY because Harry Dubin literally was on this week's episode and last week's. Hold on. Courtney says they need a 30 or 40-something housewife. Yeah. And that was the thing. You know, I like Ebony. However, she's not a housewife. Leah, again, not a housewife. If you guys are just joining us, we're talking about the Real Housewives of New York reunion. Looks like it's going to happen. And part of the reason why it didn't happen was because of deep divisions in the cast. So now we're hearing that it's going to either be filmed in late September, early October, which means we're probably not going to get this reunion till November at the earliest, I'm thinking. And by then, will we even care? Probably not, because Salt Lake City will be airing. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills will still be somewhat around. I don't know. Either way, they are definitely thinking about the next season. So we're not going to start filming the Real Housewives of New York this year at all. Very much like the Real Housewives of Atlanta, they will start filming in 2022. Also, another indication that we're not going to see any filming of Atlanta this year. Kenya Moore is filming Dancing with the Stars for the next couple of months in California. All right. TP says, I want to see housewives who actually stay home and take care of the home and family, which is how New York started. New York, that's what we used to get. But apparently we lost our way. We have definitely lost our way. And I'm not sure what behind the scenes is happening in regards to that. We have definitely lost our way across the board. Remember, these are different production companies, but the one common denominator is Andy Cohen. Yes, Courtney. Y'all know how I feel about Brooklyn. I'm not even from Brooklyn. I don't even live in Brooklyn. I can keep saying I need a love and marriage Brooklyn. Anyways, I'm going to let that go. Creative Diva says, November for a reunion? It was barely good enough to watch the season. That's what I'm saying. If you're not going to have the reunion follow up in the next 2 weeks, Bravo, no one is going to care. Unless the reunion is really good and that teaser is really good. And if you guys invite us. And when I say us, I say me and Adam. Adam, if you're watching. Only way that we will promote this reunion and get eyes on it is if Adam and I host the reunion. Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. I don't know if I could Adam could host the reunion. I don't know. I think Leah might attack me. let's get into this episode because there really isn't a lot to talk about. So this episode, the ladies played each other. We finally get to see Brashawn come back after being gone for how many episodes. And I felt for Brashawn. I was like, I kind of want to see Brashawn. I want to see more of her. I want to get to know her. But when she showed up, it was like, okay, she's here. She really didn't invest in her costume to be Sonia Morgan. Sonia really, all Sonia needed, if anything, Sonia needed one of Brashawn's wigs. That's all Sonia needed. She was giving me Brashawn. I didn't like Leah's costume because I felt like it was an inappropriate dig. And maybe I need to have more of a sense of humor. But the way that she was addressing the whole plasma conversation earlier in the season, she was attacking Ramona for it. Rightfully so. But still, it just felt like there's so much you can say about Ramona. Ramona has been such a character. And Leah, you showed us that you definitely watched the show. When you were doing the whole turtle time, you definitely watched the show. I don't know if she's ever admitted that. I know Ebony has admitted to watching the show and being a Bravo fan. But nevertheless, her costume wasn't the worst. I feel like Brashawn didn't come to play. Brashawn, you just dressed up as yourself and just kept on saying, Sonia by Sonia Morgan. Brashawn, come on. And then I realized, I literally watched it for a third time today. You see what I do for you guys? You see the torture I go through? I watched it for a third time before this live, so I was refreshed. And Luann kept on saying, y'all. I know she said it before, and I was like, why is she saying y'all so much? I know Ebony's from the South, but based on what we've seen of Ebony on the show and off the show, she don't say y'all that much. At one point, it becomes derogatory, Luann. You remember Luann's the one who had the overly tanned face and terrible afro saying that she's Diana Ross. We didn't forget. Miki said, I thought you said you were done for the day. I know. Never believe me when I say that. The only reason why it was because there was some breaking news in regards to RHONY. So I said I might as well do the RHONY recap because I don't want to talk about them tomorrow. I want to forget about them tomorrow. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the RHONY reunion possibly being filmed at the end of this month, possibly early October. Okay? Let me see what you guys are saying. Hold on. Drama says the shade. I never heard Ebony say y'all, smelling a racist. Well, here's the thing. She does say y'all. She just doesn't say it as much as Luann kept on saying it. I was just like, she doesn't say it this much. It'd be different if she came down with, oh, and no. DGF says Luann had her foot deep in the negative stereotypes of Black women. Well. Harriet says, this is why the ratings are so low. Please stop the racism. I don't know if that has anything to do with the ratings, though. Creative Diva says, you are the hardest working man on YouTube, Kempire. I don't know about that, but thank you for the compliment. I'm trying. And trust and believe it's going to get bigger and better. I have a new chair, y'all. I know you're probably like, what? What is happening here? My chair is supposed to help with my posture. I can bounce when I feel like just bouncing when you guys call in, those kinds of things. Natalie says, Ebony, lead Bravo for The View. I don't think that's going to happen. That was also news that came out this week. Ebony's going to be one of the guest hosts on The View while they try to find a replacement for Meghan McCain. But we have to remember, they are looking for a conservative. Ebony is not what they're looking for. They are looking for a real gun-ho conservative. They will have other conservatives that will be guest co-hosting on The View as well. Exactly, Logan. You get it, Logan. I have another chair coming too, which will be higher. This is too low because you guys know I like to stand when I do the lives, but this is very comfortable when when we do a late night live. probably money I do not need to spend, but it is what it is. Shanika says RHONY went from being the sloppiest show to the most PC'd show. It doesn't work. Curvy Dre says Ebony's poised, intelligent, and beautiful, but not entertaining. If she stays, she needs some fluff. Look, at this point, they definitely need to do a cast shakeup. If all of them were gone, I wouldn't cry. Especially if they're not going to get rid of all the housewives. Trust and believe. Leah can go. I know I say that every week. Leah can go. But I actually enjoyed Leah this week. One of the scenes that really made me connect with Leah, and connect is a hard word, that made me feel for Leah, was when she was talking about her relationship with her baby's father. And I was like, okay, this is relatable. You know, she has a fear of moving on into another relationship because she feels like it might affect the dynamic of her family that she has now. And I think that is so real. I think that was so real. It was probably the realest moment that we got from Leah. We should see. Claire says Leah can go. Natalie says, keep crazy Sonia. I love Sonia too. I really love Sonia. And as I said before, Sonia this week imitating Brashawn. But when Brashawn was trying to imitate her at the table and she was just kind of correcting her, jumping, I was like, Sonia, come on. But Brashawn could have committed. Brashawn could have committed. Lillian says, Leah, please go. Kempire, don't let Leah BS you into liking her. She's not. She can still go. The only thing I'm not concerned about. I know one day I'm going to run into Leah in the street. And well, you know what I'm going to say to her, right? I'm going to be like, you can go. A lot of people are saying this. I would like to see Dorinda and Ebony interact. I actually really think that Dorinda has a very loving, motherly energy. I want to see Dorinda come back. That's the overwhelming thing that I see in my comments. People want to see Dorinda come back. Bravo, what are you doing? Yes, bringing her back on Vacation Series is great, but they want to see her come back to RHONY. If you're going to let people go and shift and bring people back, Dorinda's one person you bring back. Leah can go. Honestly, all right, Ebony, you can go too. It's all right, Ebony. Ebony, you're so much better than this. You're so much better than this. She did such a fantastic job on The View. And I know a lot of people are like, this is her. This is a good fit for her. She's great on The View. I think she would be fantastic for The View. If anything, RHONY put her on the map. I know a lot of people kind of knew of who she was, but now a lot more people know who she is. So I want to see that. What? Natalie, bring back the naked model, please? I thought he was funny looking. Did you look at his face? Did you look at his face? Harriet says she belongs on The View. That's her lane. The only problem, unless Sunny leaves, and I'm not saying because they're two women of color, they're two lawyers. And I'm just sort of like, I just feel like that's too much. That's too much. I wouldn't mind seeing Ebony coming on every once in a while, though. That might be a really, really good mix. I saw this and laughed. Courtney said, bye, Ebony. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, and 2 AKAs. I want to see Ebony do more of that. I know that Angela Rye and, oh my God, I can't, why is her name escaping me? She was on The Real for like a hot second. And she's on Insecure. You guys, why can't I think of her name right now? Amanda Seales. There we go. I got it on my own. Amanda Seales. I heard they were working on something. I wouldn't mind seeing Amanda Seales, Angela Rye, Ebony K. Williams. They're all sort of in the same age group. I would like to see that. That would be a better version of The Real. I hear The Real is coming back, y'all. Dear God, why? Anyways. All right. I just want to say thank you to everyone that donated to our Hope for Haiti fundraiser. We have reached over $5,000, more than $5,000. I'm looking at hold on. Let me open this. Maybe I can actually see the total. Oh, it won't show me my actual total. Anyways, it's over $5,100. Thank you guys so much for watching. watching, for donating. There we go. And also for watching, because you watched, you also donated while you were watching and being entertained. I wonder who watches The Real. Who watches The Real? I don't watch The Real. I tried to, though. I really did try, because I was like, wow, we're going to have something very different on TV, and it's done well, but it's like amateurs. Like I've said this multiple times. I've seen so many incredible creators here on YouTube, on social media, that would do amazing on those platforms, but they're not given those opportunities. And look, and this is no shade to actors and things like that, and singers that delve into this world, but it's like amateur hour. It's like watching Amateur Hour. Sorry. I said what I said. I have my own platform for now. Because you guys already know, and I'm going to speak it into existence. The goal is a daytime talk show, not nighttime talk show. I'm not a nighttime kind of person, even though I'm live at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm a daytime kind of person. Can you imagine me in the daytime? I got a lot more energy. Stay tuned. Anyways, I've digressed completely. What else did I think about the season finale? The season finale was decent. It was decent. It wasn't great. It was not great. The funniest part was them imitating each other. And I have to give it to Ramona. Ramona committed. She did a really good job. She even threw a flower at Lee, and I was like, yes. Who else? Ebony did a good job. A lot of you were saying that you were truly entertained by Ebony this episode. But we've seen that side of Ebony. We have seen that side of Ebony. I think people were just so distracted by very small moments throughout the season where she was really checking Ramona. But there was a lot that we got to see. At the end of the episode, we get a little preview of what's going on in their life. And one of the things that they said is that Ebony has met her other relatives, but she still has not met her father. So part of me wants her to come back so I can figure out what's going on there. Or I could just DM her. Like, did you meet your daddy yet? Guys, we have over 240 people watching. Be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe, because you're getting daily and consistent content here on the channel. Someone says, wait, let me show the comment. Someone says, leave Leah alone. No. Why? She's on a reality show. This is what we do. We make commentary. Lillian says, Kempire, you'll be already great at hosting a half-hour gossip entertainment show. The E needs a rating boost. I don't even watch E. Sorry. I'm looking for a major network. ABC, NBC, CBS, call me. Speaking of, we hear that another person, Elaine, from Project Runway, is out at The Talk. The Talk is falling apart. They should just cancel the show. They should just cancel the show. Oh, and there goes another emergency alert, y'all. Hold on, y'all. There we go. If y'all don't know, Ida is here in New York, but she's a tropical storm, thankfully. Shout out to everyone affected in Louisiana by Hurricane Ida. And this is just the beginning of hurricane season. Yes, Natalie, Kempire is a major network. Yes. Yeah, come on now. Curry says, yes, cancel The Talk. Why did she leave? Well, you remember there were a lot of things that happened with Elaine after the Sharon situation, where people were trying to expose her. Remember, there was audio of Elaine consoling Sharon backstage that was leaked. So I think she decided she wanted to leave. I do think that she could have stayed, but I think she wanted to leave. I feel like that platform, she feel like wasn't for her. Let me see. Thank you. I think we'll be okay. Let's hope. Maybe I should get off of live. Well, there wasn't a lot to say about the Real Housewives of New York this week. Again, if you missed my conversation with Up and Adam earlier today, be sure to check that out and support his channel and subscribe, because I'll be back there to talk more 90 Day and more Real Housewives. And hopefully we'll have some good stuff to talk about in regards to Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. But Adam and I did have we delved very much like how we just moved away from talking about RHONY. Well, we went and we ended up talking about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, which the new episode aired tonight. I'm going to watch that after this live, and then I'll probably watch it again in the morning. And then, of course, we will do our recap here on the channel. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Shout out to my mods that are in the chat. I appreciate you guys. I didn't give you guys much heads up, but I did post this an hour earlier that I was going live. But let me see what you guys are saying. Hold on. Yes, thank you, Diana. Shout out to Diana. Shout out to all my mods. Hold on. Wait, is it the same who just came out with a mask? Yes, Nora. Yeah. It's so funny because I noticed it too. Yes, that's the same Elaine that came out with a master class. Oh, Jola says, great episode tonight. I believe it. Don't ruin it for us. I'm going to recap it tomorrow on my channel. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Yes, Diana is the bomb. I feel like they need to give us the full curse out of Beverly Hills. Oof, that would be based on what Sutton said. She says it was a lot worse than what we see. Okay. Yes, can't wait for that recap. Thanks and good night, everybody. Good night, Claire. I am gonna go lay down because they did give us a warning to be in a room without windows. You see what I do for you? I risk my life. Wait, okay. Let me see. Hold on, wait a second. Oh, we are at 111 likes, which I like that number, but we have 260 people watching. So let's get further. Yes, Mary Ann, cannot wait for the Real Housewives of Beverly recap. That will be tomorrow. Don't forget to support Up and Adam. He will be recapping it as well tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. What's going on, Bernice? Bernice is in the building. Yeah, dumpster fire is how they described it. If you guys are just joining us, we're just talking about the RHONY reunion. Apparently, they're going to film it at the end of the month or early October. No word on when we will actually get the reunion. No word on if we will even care about the RHONY reunion at that point. Either way, I'm excited for Salt Lake City and, of course, the rest of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. As always, we will be covering that and so much more in pop culture. Don't forget, we also posted a video today talking about Chrisette Michele, Aaliyah, and the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle. Be sure to check out that content as well. And don't forget to follow me on social media. Everything's at TheKempire or at Kempire Daily. And don't forget to subscribe to my podcast, Kempire Radio, on all podcast platforms. There, I talk a little bit more in depth about some of these hot topics. So stay tuned for more new episodes of that. I took a little bit of a break because I've been so busy on everything else. But either way, I got to get back to my roots. As you guys know, that's how I started in this entertainment world, Kempire Radio. So be sure to check out the Kempire Radio YouTube channel where you can hear some of my past interviews with people like Brandy, Mila from 702, Latasha from Escape. Oh, yeah. And TV icon Oprah Winfrey. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Shout out to everyone that was in the chat. I appreciate you all being here. Have a fantastic evening. Stay safe if you're on the East Coast. Stay safe no matter where you are. It's still a pandemic, y'all. Wear a mask. Get vaccinated if you want. I'm ready for my third shot. I don't care what no one said. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thank you guys so much for watching. Drop those crowns, elephants in the chat. I'll see you guys later.